Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're in Atlanta at the Porsche Driving Experience. I'm so excited I get to drive the 911 Turbo and the 911 GT3. Let's go inside and see what this is all about. Okay guys, so this is part of the museum tour, and this is actually where they house the cars. This garage is absolutely awesome, and in fact, one day I would love to be able to have something like this. We've got one of their race 911s over here. The concrete floors are kind of coated the same way that we have so that you can actually use them, pull cars in and out. But check this out. So right now we're on the second floor of this actual garage, and you can see that you've got room to showcase everything that you want, but come on, it gets better. Be nice to have a little Carrera GT sitting around your garage, right? On the second floor, we have a garage over to our right, your left, so that they can actually do maintenance to any of these cars. The Carrera GT that you just saw up here is actually one of their test Carrera GTs. They actually have taken this apart, I think he said 40 or 50 times, put it back together. Really cool piece of Porsche history here. I think that we need to head downstairs. Alright guys, once you get downstairs, you can see that we've got even more space for more cars, more garage doors. You're on the floor so that you can go right to the test track, which makes it absolutely perfect. I can tell you, I would definitely have a few other brands in here, but the Porsches that they put, absolutely amazing. You've got one of the Foster race cars over here. Makes me a little thirsty for a beer. The thing about when you're here at the track, if you're going to do any of the driving experiences, you're allowed to have no beer until you've driven, and if you're not driving, you can have 2 beers a day. That's why we're gonna go to the restaurant tonight, the 356 restaurant. There's no more racing, there's no more driving. We're allowed to have some wine, some beer, maybe a little good time as well.
Put you on this golden road, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
So we just finished the museum tour, and I'm actually sitting on the second story of the museum, which is kind of a garage, and I'll show you a little bit around there too. It is absolutely worth it to come early and do the museum tour. It takes somewhere between 60 to 90 minutes. You learn a huge amount about Porsche's history, and as I've learned, it's Porsche. That's one thing that I've learned as well, is that you might want to dress as if you can afford a Porsche when you come. No t-shirts and flip-flops here, guys. One of my favorite things is always looking for things I can bring home and put in my own man cave, right? Now, I've always collected cars, usually 1/18 scale. I've started to collect some of the 1/12 scale. This is a 1/8 scale. Now, if you've ever done any model collecting, you know how expensive these are. What do you think this Porsche right here is worth? You're probably wrong. $14,000. That's right. You can own this for the same price as a used Honda Civic. So you might be wondering what we actually get to do, and here is a replica of the track. Now this isn't a racetrack, it's a driving track, so everything on here is to make you a better driver, not necessarily for racing. All right, so we start right here at the main facility. We'll go down to the event parking garage where we'll get into the cars. For me, it's going to be a 911 Turbo and a 911 GT3. We get to come out onto the handling track where we'll go around, get a little feel for the car, but then it gets fun. And this is the best part. They have a low friction circle over here, which is a small one. This one is wet with water, obviously. We're going to lose traction, be able to do some drifting. Absolutely going to love this. Over here, we get to actually experience the handling of the car and some of the S's that they have out. So we're going to see which handles better, the 911 Turbo or the GT3. I think that we all already know which that is. They have an off-road track. We're not going to get to utilize that one today, but we are going to get to do some of this dynamic area is what they call it. And basically what this lets us do, where the black car is right here, we're going to do launch control, and then we get to launch all the way down to the other end and see how fast we can get there. Once we get done with that, there's a large skid pad over here. This is more for the ride-alongs where the professionals get to take you on a dry skid pad. But we'll get to actually go through it. We come down here where we go through a long straight, and we're gonna end up back here. Now this is a low friction area that allows a driver to understand how to handle the car when it does lose control. At this very spot where it starts, that yellow section moves left and right. As the car comes on it, it's either gonna push you left or right, meaning that the car's rear end will shift left or right, causing you to spin. There are actually bars out in the middle that then come up, so it'd be either if you were trying to steer out of control or avoid a collision. It's going to be so much fun, and we've got some video of this coming up, so I'll play that as well. Hopefully that'll kind of help you understand the process that's going on here. How exciting is this to be at the Porsche Driving Experience here in Atlanta? I can't thank my wife enough for the wonderful Christmas present where she bought me the package where I get to test drive the 911 Turbo and the 911 GT3. Obviously, I've been a GT3 fan, but I've always wanted to know what the difference was, and this is going to allow me to get first-hand knowledge of what's going on. All right, so today we've got a packed day. We got here early so that we could do the museum tour. We've done that already. We've got lunch over at Carrera Cafe. It is now time to get some driving in before we go to dinner at 356. It has been outstanding. If you are someone that enjoys this type of thing, you like automotive at all, this place has something for everyone. Absolutely stoked. All right, let's get into the driving. Right. If I was going to daily drive one, yeah, for sure. I'm going to grab some water. Absolutely. Would you like a water as well? All right, guys, so today we've got the 911 Turbo S, and then we've got the GT3 behind it. We're going to see some of the different characteristics, as you can hear, out on the track already. So, what better to do? Let's get started. It's always been something that I wanted to try out. Is that right? Okay, so you might be asking yourself what's going on, because I am dressed totally different. After we got done racing the Turbo and the GT3, we went home, took showers, and now we're at 356, where they give you this nice little wristband, and you know, you can enjoy fine dining here at the Atlanta Driving Experience with Porsche. So the main thing that you guys are probably wondering about is the experience of driving the Turbo and driving the GT3, and both of them were amazing. I learned so much doing this today, and actually the track was amazing as well. Just because you get to do low friction, you get to do the full track where you get to ride around and actually drive it to the full extent of these cars. And the driver that they give to you will help you hone in on your skills and perfect what you're doing. Today I got Brian, who was absolutely amazing. Looked like a little Tom Cruise. He's 27 years old, though he looks like he might be around 21, 22. Actually has a lot of racing experience, and I'm going to put in a link to his bio and everything that he does, because he was truly amazing and made the experience so much better. So we start out with the Turbo, and the Turbo S, I didn't realize is faster, more expensive, and better in almost every way than the GT3, which was really fun to get to try that one first. Very well defined, getting into it, you could use this as a daily driver, and the speed and the finesse of this car is amazing. Then we get into the GT3. The GT3 has me at hello. It is more race car, it is more visceral, the sound of it is so much more amazing. It's rear wheel drive compared to the Turbo, which is all wheel drive, so you can really throw the back end around. This experience is so good, and we're going to keep going on with dinner and trying to see what else we can do, but I'm definitely going to be coming back. There's not many places that you can go where you get this type of experience. It isn't what I would consider inexpensive, but when you look at the cars that you're using and you look at what you're getting out of it, it's amazing, really, the value that it is. So to come here just for the GT3 versus the Turbo, it was roughly $1,000. That doesn't include the tour, that doesn't include staying overnight or dinner or anything like that. So you're probably looking at somewhere between $1,400 to come to do everything. But let me tell you, it is 100% worth it, and it's something that you should put on your bucket list. All right, I'll recap in just a minute, but let's get to dinner. All right, guys, we just finished up eating our meal here at 356. I have to say that the experience is wonderful. The wait staff, phenomenal. The food, For the price you pay, I think that you're really paying for the experience, not really for the food. However, at the end of the night, you can get a dessert tray that is in a Porsche lunchbox. So we decided to do this so that I could give this to my daughter, Carson, and I'll even open it up and let you see kind of what you have in here, which is a bunch of different desserts that you can take home, you can share them with friends, and it's a cool little keepsake just so you can have something. Ultimately, let me wrap up the day for you. We started out coming out here for the museum tour. It was phenomenal. Worth the 20 bucks per person to go through that, and you get to see everything that they have here. Then we had lunch down at Carrera Cafe. It was very good. The food was very well done. It has a great experience as well, and you get to overlook the track. Perfect for a day like this. Then taking out the Turbo and the GT3, that's really the high point. That is what this was all about, and that was the culmination of my day for the most part, and I had an absolute blast. I will tell you that the Turbo S is more of a street car that you can take to the track, where the GT3 is more of a track car that you could take on the street. So it's really up to you what you want. Turbo S faster, it's going to have better straight line handling, and it's all-wheel drive, so it's a different feel than the GT3 altogether, where the GT3, it is rear-wheel drive, it's more aggressive, more visceral, the sound of it is amazing. So for me, the GT3 is the only way to go. It doesn't matter that it's a little bit slower. It's worth every bit of that time for the sound and the feel that you get from it. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed coming with us to the Porsche experience here. Hopefully you like this. If you have, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.